This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Ruth Ellen Sanchez and I am going to be your host today. We're going to go ahead and open up the Zoom room and let everyone in. And I just need to say that this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to treat, diagnose, cure any or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to replace the care of your primary care physician, and testimonials that are shared are shared as experiences, excuse me, from the individuals. So sorry. So today is a good day. Today we're having Richard Renton on, and he is also known as Dr. Dirt. He is YGY's soil and he's our product formulator, and he also graduated from Portland University, majoring in sports medicine, health, physical education, and chemistry. He has served as an associate professor at PSU in health and first aid. Richard is a board certified athletic trainer with the National Athletic Trainers Association and was an assistant athletic trainer for PSU. Today we'll be talking about Hope, a new product line that we have, and also our super collagen shots. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Richard has to say about all of that. So I am going to go ahead and bring you up on the screen with me, Richard. How are you today?
It's great to share the screen with you again. So do you want me to just take off and start going here?
Sure. Thank you.
Hey,
yes.
So there is a mini pack product line that just came out, and it's called Hope, and it's targeted to help women balance their systems from their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and so on. And it is one of the most exciting things we've worked on in a long time. But in talking with Karen, which is my significant other, we laughed that I was going to be promoting this and suggesting this because she feels that sometimes it's not the appropriate thing for the significant other to suggest a product like this to their spouse, considering it talks about menopause and irritability and lack of sleep and all those types of things. So we laughed about that. And the thing that we came up with is that this is a perfect product for if you're doing this as a business, you team up with somebody. In this case, you would team up with a lady, and that then the ladies can talk. That the smartest thing probably a guy can do in recommending this product is go to YGY.com and download the informational page on this and leave it on the counter and don't say a thing, because you just get in trouble. No matter what you say, it's not a win-win situation at all. So in doing that, I'm going to try to tell you what's making it unique and why it works and things like that. And then I think that if you're even a male or a female, you should take a look at the website and listen to some of the videos on it and things like that, and so that we can get going on it. So it's made primarily of 3 products. Product number 1 is Rejuvenate, Rewind, and Restore. Product number 2 is Life Balance Menopause Support. And product number 3 is Women's Probiotic Complete. The Probiotic Complete is a vegetarian product. I've already gotten a question, so we'll go ahead and just answer that right off the bat. And AJ has got the website up there for us, and we're looking around. So what makes the Women's Probiotic great is that it has 16 different probiotic strains in it. Of the 16 strains, it has 35 billion cultures. And in doing that, I'm going to double check my number. Yeah, 35 billion cultures. The way you take this product is first thing in the morning before you even get dressed, because probiotics do not do well if you have acid in your stomach. And the second you start smelling food, even coffee, your stomach will start to secrete acid. And so we want to give it a head start. And we find out that most people takes about 20 minutes, some people more, some people less, to get ready once they leave the bedroom to go in the majority of the house. And just that head start makes the any probiotic product a little more efficient. Now, I've also been asked, because I've been doing a lot of these calls recently on this type of stuff, is that can you do it just before you go to bed? And the answer is yes, if you don't eat within 2 hours of your bedtime, because your body continues to secrete acid and items in your stomach, and that will hinder the absorption. So the trick on a probiotic, any of them, is that you allow it to get into your gut as strong as you can. And in your gut, you have, drum roll please, about 9 pounds, or if you're outside the United States, about 4 kilos of probiotic or bacteria in your gut. A percentage of it is good bacteria, probiotics, and a percentage of it is bad bacteria. One of the benefits of I-26, which isn't part of this program, is that I-26 kills the bad bacteria without damaging the good bacteria. So if you remember the old legal scales in the United States, I don't know if that's an international thing, where the lady is blind, which represents justice, and she's holding a scale that has, an old-fashioned scale, has 2 dishes on it. Well, you want the good probiotic to be more than the bad probiotic. And so by taking probiotics, and even though there's a 0.5 gram in that pill, which isn't much considering you have 4 kilos in your gut, it helps seed the probiotics in your body and gives you a stronger 1-2 punch. And then if you add I-26 to it, it even makes it more effective because it gets rid of the old. And so you'll grow more faster. The other key thing about this particular product, and one of the reasons why I really enjoy it, is that we had a little bit of space left in the capsule. And a typical nutritional company will fill it with rice flour or something like that. We didn't. We put FOS in it, which is a oligosaccharide that healthy bacteria eat as food. And so not only are we, and you see it in our other products as FOS, you can see it there. It's always in the supplement fact panel. And so what we do is that not only are we putting the good probiotics in you, we're putting a little extra food in there so that the probiotics stay as healthy as we can doing that. Now, when we talk about probiotics in the gut, we're talking about the whole gut. And that goes all the way through to the vaginal area. And so there is bacteria all through there. Most women understand that. And so we constantly want to promote the good bacteria to support your digestive situation, to support your immune situation, and your vaginal health situation. So that product, first thing in the morning before you get up. Then when it's time to go to your first meal, you're going to go to Life Balance Menopause Support. There it is. So this product, you have to consider what menopause isn't just heat flashes. I guess that's the way I want to start this out with. It's a combination of multiple things going on, from blood sugar fluctuation, misbalance of oh, I'm just drawing a blank. I guess it's a senior moment. Stress, anxiety, hot flashes, night sweats, poor sleep. All those things have to do it. And if you think about it, it's all just the woman's body just all starts to go in different directions. So here's the challenge. I can give you hormones to help do that. And that will be beneficial to some people. Some people think progesterone cream is a great cream to use, but it's not really a natural way. It is, because your body produces hormones, but it's not kind of the way we do it. We want to make nutritional products so that I got to get to my right screen, so that you know what's going on. So it's a combination of vitamins that we typically, and minerals that we typically see that women struggle or have trouble absorbing. And some good examples is folate, B6, B12, calcium, magnesium, even selenium. And then we know that they have blood sugar problems, so we add chromium in there to help do that. And then there's a rhubarb extract that we put in there, and it is a specialized patent product. And you don't need a lot. We just have 4 milligrams in there. But what it does is that there's clinical studies showing that this rhubarb product helps with night sweats, hot flashes, and all those types of challenges. And then we put anti-inflammatories in there to help with the cellular level of stress. And so it's a combination. And we want you to take 2 of those tablets with your first meal. And it's going to support, as you can see, menopause symptoms. It's going to help you with your blood sugar. It's going to help you manage stress, and it's going to help reduce oxidation within the cells, which is stress. The third item is, it's the long name one, Rejuvenate, Rewind, and Restore. Thanks, AJ, for doing that. You're keeping me in line. And you could take 2 tablets anytime during the day you want. And the first thing we want to point out, oh, I forgot, let's go back one step. The reason why I want you to take it with your first meal is that when you eat, you secrete enzymes. When you have enzymes in your stomach and in your digestive tract, you absorb more nutrients. So the nutrients, by doing it with a meal, you absorb more of it and it gets into your bloodstream. So I forgot to mention that. Anytime for the day, you could take the 2 Rejuvenates. It will help you feel more youthful in your body. It cleans out your cells, reduces inflammation, balances your energy, and helps you with your focus. Now, personally, I think I should probably take that sometimes, just in the benefits of that. But it has all sorts of interesting ingredients. Vitamin D, vitamin K, your B vitamin. Nope, wrong one. Boop, put that one. It has your vitamins. It has copper. It has quercetin, CoQ10, and black pepper extract to stimulate your metabolic system. And it also has some other herbs and whatnot in it. But what I want to tell you is that it's going to help you focus. And a lot of problems that people have in general with inflammation is that they have inflammation within the cells and they almost need to get rid of those cells. So it just helps the overall balance of your body recycle and get fresh cells in there so that you have that. And that's why it promotes a healthy aging type product. And so, and it protects your cells. And that has to do with the CoQ10 and the quercetin that's in there at all. AJ, if you can go down on the website farther, keep going. There. Okay, now hit the down arrow a little bit. Okay, now you can highlight the supplement fact panels before you buy the product if you want to see everything that's going in. So there's menopause, it goes down to the next one. It's going to be the rejuvenate, rewind, restore. And then if someone asks you what probiotics in there they are for you. And I want you to know that we didn't do the clinical studies. People make the probiotics for you have done clinical studies, and they actually made this formula for us for the purpose of women's digestive tract. And so that yes, there's 35 billion cultures in there, but they're all different depending on what's going on. If you're really good at understanding probiotics, you can see all those initials after there, and it kind of tells you how much of each one it is. But it's a science of its own on probiotics, and I could spend hours trying to teach you, and you still wouldn't understand mostly what I'm saying. Two major families, as you can see, and then down at the bottom you can see the FOS down there, as I mentioned, the oleosaccharides. So I really like this product. I think it has lots of benefits. As you can see to the right there, wholesale's $149 for it. If we cursor, I think, down just a little bit more, the ID number there is US YG 7000. It is in stock now. It is best with this particular package to take the complete package if you're going through menopause now. If you're not and you're pre or you've gone through menopause and you just want to take advantage of the probiotics and maybe the non-menopause product, rewind, rejuvenate, whatever, you could take those, and I'm sure eventually we'll sell them as individual products as all. There again, probiotics, one in the morning, and then the other two is 2 capsules or tablets every day. And the menopause you take with your first meal. That's the only request I have on this stuff. It's too early for me to say. I have people calling me every day saying it's make a difference. However, I have had a few saying this is an incredible product. Thank you very much for bringing it out. So I can't take the credit on this. I'm gonna have to give it more to Michelle and her team down in Scottsdale and Sanji on coming up with these products. And I'm really excited to see what's going on. I know the Wallachs are trying to sneak some through the border right now because they're heading down to Australia, and they're going to try to introduce it to that. But we haven't quite got it on the ship to get over there yet, but we will. You could take advantage, you could order it now and all those types of things. And I'm very, very, very proud of it. And so I think that any product that can ease and balance the systems within a woman, no matter what age they are in, is a winning product. You know, I think it's targeted towards half the population or a little bit more in the world. So there isn't enough out there. We had a Seahawk party here because I'm a Seahawk fan last Sunday, and I had the brochure laying out on the counter, and typically most of the men were sitting on the couch watching the football, and the women were talking in the kitchen. They're all one big area, and some of them were watching the game as well. But I tell you, every single woman was picking up the product and was starting to ask questions. And so if you don't take advantage of at least making this product available, I think you're doing a disservice. You know, one of my big things is that we have a very, very important job, and that's to take care of our friends and our soon-to-be friends. And if we never talk about longevity, we're doing them a disservice. There's so many products out there that are beneficial. Does this replace the 90 for life? And I'll say no. Does it enhance the 90 for life? And the answer is yes. So if you've been around me for a long, long time, and you remember the sunflower that I came out with the petals on it, depending on the scenario of what the challenge the individual is trying to go through, this would be a pillow, not the center of the flower, which is the 90 for life. So now, AJ, let's see if we can figure out how to go back on the web page and go back to the home page and bring up the yes, thank you. Okay. with the new year comes with a great product. And the one thing that makes me excited about this, and there again, I could get in trouble on this one, so I have to be careful. Michelle always has great looking skin, but since she's been starting to take this product, it's a day and night difference. I think I said that politically correct. And so one of the things that excites me is that not only does this have collagen in it, a huge amount of collagens and a huge varietal of collagens, it also has things like hyaluronic acid and biotin and wasabi leaf. And all those things have great things. The wasabi is kind of a new product, but it's really good at strengthening bones and helping the skin retain moisture. The hyaluronic acid, I always call it HA, is unbelievable for your skin, but it also provides lubrication for your joints. And so when we talk about people are getting PRP, which is not something we offer because it's a doctor prescribed scenario where they putting in enriched plasma, a lot of them now are adding HA to it to inject into joints like your knee to help rebuild the cartilage at a faster rate. But anytime you can get HA is great. And then one of my favorite products is hair, skin, and nails. But if you look at that product and you open up the bottle and you go, whoa, look at the smell of that, that's the biotin. And it is also great for support. It'll strengthen your fingernails and thicken your hair. And so it's a great thing. So AJ, go over to the collagen blend for me for a second. Okay, that was kind of disappointing. Go down and let's see if we can see the blend of different, there we go. So there's 19 different types of collagen in this shot. And hopefully everyone realized now when I say shot, I mean like a liquid shot, not an injection shot. It's a liquid shot and you just drink that. You can drink it every other day. You can drink it every day. It's all up to you. It's primarily derived from bovine, chicken, and fish. It's kind of like, there's lots of different forms of nutrients that we have that we talked about, like probiotics, where one is particularly good for one thing, another is particularly good for another. And so what we've done is we've taken a cross blend of all of them so that we can hit a stronger blend of different collagen products. Now, typically I will see companies have 1, 2, maybe 3 in their product. There's a few exceptions where I've seen them have up to 6 different ones, but this is the first time I've ever seen 19 in a single product. And it tastes good. I like it. Non-GMO, of course, no artificial flavorings, no preservatives. It's sealed in that bottle. It's one of those products that it has an expiration date on the bottom of the box, and I believe on the bottom of the individual bottles. And if you go past that, I wouldn't recommend that you take it, but it comes that way. And let's see now, AJ, go ahead and continue down for me. There's the numbers. There's the supplement fact panel. If you could click on that. Yep, bump. And there's where it shows. We also have vitamin C in there to help us with the acidity of the product, but it's also beneficial to you. Biotin, as you can see, is 400 times because it's a difficult product to absorb in. And anytime that you work with collagen, you're going to have some percentage of sodium in there. 10 grams, that's with a G, grams of the collagen. And there again, it shows the different forms, the wasabi and the HA. So, you can see how we do that. It's a great flavor. And the FDA considered this a supplement. Therefore, we can't say what the flavorings are. To me, this is insane, but we can say that they're all natural. And we wanted to maintain a little acidity. So we have a little bit of citric acid and a little bit of vitamin C. It's a neat product. I think it'll be beneficial. There again, it's new, so I can't outright rank it, but I have seen results with it. It comes in a box with, AJ, can you blow it up? How many are in there? 10 servings in there. I thought it was more than 10, but I could be wrong.
There are 10 containers, yeah.
10 containers in there. So you really don't have to take this every day to see the results. Does it replace the other ones? Technically, yes. Is it one of the reasons why I like our original liquids is that it absorbs very quickly into your system, and this is no exception. So yes, the powders are great, they mix, but will this go into your system quicker? The answer is yes. That's typically the questions I get on it. I talk too fast. I was supposed to stretch this out to about the 40-minute level. But you know, in saying so, we have all sorts of studies talking about collagen. And if you want a laugh, is that collagen is basically refined gelatin. And I remember 30 years ago hearing Doc Wallach talk about the benefits of gelatin to your system. And so, and I never even ever saw a product having collagen in it. And I remember when he had me, when we started Longevity, we wanted a specialized gelatin. We wanted only from bovine, and we didn't want it, we wanted it tested every time for mad cow disease. And I went to Knox Gelatin to pitch it, and they just laughed at me. They go, not only what can we don't test every batch. He says there isn't enough mad cow disease in the United States to be concerned on. And I go, well, does all the cattle come from the United States? And he goes, no, not necessarily. But we feel by the time gelatin is made, that the chance of mad cow disease living through it is almost impossible because they basically cook the living daylights out of it. And so then I started to do some research, and I found that Argentina, Japan, and Brazil have never had mad cow disease. So getting a gelatin product out of those countries would eliminate that problem. Then I found out that Argentina and Brazil and Japan are not allowed to give their animals steroids or antibiotics unless the cow is actually sick. And if it's sick, they're not allowed to slaughter it. So we then started to bring the product in from Argentina because we couldn't afford wasabi or expensive Japanese beef. I can't even afford those steaks, but we brought it in and we've always used it. Now, about 5 years after Dr. Wallach and Longevity was in existence, sure enough, Knox Gelatin kind of went, how much of this stuff are they importing? And they came out with a product, but it's still kind of the same thing. They won't guarantee what the species are in with it, but there's other companies that are out there that are trying to match it. And that's Doc 30 years ago, guys. And so we have a person in our background with enough research science that he's 30 years ahead of most of the industry. And so we can kind of look at what he's promoting, and he's going to promote 90 essential nutrients, and hopefully America and the rest of the world will start catching up, because I can tell you in the 30 years that Longevity's been around, fresh fruits and vegetables, will I say is great? Yes, it helps you stay hydrated. It gives you nutrients, but the percentage of vitamins that were in there 30 years ago compared to what they are now they're not half as good now as they were 30 years ago. And so we recommend dietary supplements. We still recommend that you have a healthy, good diet, but we pretty much know that you can't get everything you need from your food anymore. And so this just gives you an opportunity to have an insurance policy that will actually pay off. Ruth Ellen, I see a couple hands up. I don't know how many are there, but we might as well open it up and chat for a while. I'm sorry I talked too fast.
You're perfect, Richard. All right, Marilyn, let's start.
Okay, hi, Richard. So if out of all the collagens that Longevity offers, if you could pick one, would you pick the Collagen Shot, and why?
I would, in talking to my client, I would find out their needs. If they're looking for skin health and joint health combination, then yes. If they're looking for primarily joints and their skin's fine, I still like the joint collagen. And if they don't know what they want it for, I don't want to take their Visa and their American Express. I'll just get the blue lid.
Okay. And then, let's see. If you take collagen, is it more the better with collagen?
I think up to a certain limit, yes. I think if you take more than twice what we recommend, a lot of it's just going to go through your digestive system. You'll never absorb it.
Mm.
I think you need to take it with a meal because the acid will help break it down and absorb into your system better. And your gut needs to be healthier. Remember, the healthier your gut, the more you're going to absorb.
Okay. And another thing, I've seen some people put in the comment that they're not happy with tilapia being in it. Do you know why? That kind of fish?
Tilapia is a South American farm fish, and a lot of people don't like farm fish. And I'm not going to disagree with them if I had my others. But finding the collagens that we want, like in wild salmon, we couldn't do it. And so we wanted to create a source that we would have a unlimited supply so that we could have a consistent product.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Marilyn. And we're going to go to Yesenia.
Hi.
Hi, I have a question on the menopausal packet, that the 3 bottles. Do they help with postmenopausal ringing in the ear, dizziness, and so forth?
Yes, and it's primarily we want to get your gut healthier so you absorb all of it, but I would take the whole pack. Can I guarantee ringing in the ears will go away? I can't guarantee that. There's multiple reasons for ringing in the ear. Let's see, without diagnosing, prescribing, or treating. It can be caused by loud noises that damage the sensor fibers in your middle ear. It's caused by a potential neck wound that damages the disc in your upper neck. It's caused by stress within your brain. And so if you can slowly eliminate different ones, then you can maybe process it out. I have mild ringing in my ear. I think mine was caused by a neck damage. I take personally liquid glucogel to help me with the health of my neck. It used to be when I rolled my neck like this, it sounded like gravel. It doesn't anymore. And it's not as loud as it used to be. And that's a personal testimony, so I can phrase it that way. But I think everyone's different. I think if you give it 3 months and nothing changes, then it's not going to help you in those areas. But then that's when you call me and we try plan B, plan C till we find something that works for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yesenia. And AJ.
Richard, thanks for being on the show. Tons of great information as always. I have a couple questions from YouTube. I'm not entirely sure that we want to tackle today, so I'm just going to kind of ask your opinion if you want to tackle some of the product changes that have occurred recently, the purported, the observed product changes in some of the products.
Are we talking about Rebound?
Someone is asking about Rebound.
Okay, so we did part of the products of CGMP, good manufacturing practices, is that we annually or semi-annually review the master formulas to the labels. The company that originally made it for us, we've changed because they weren't able to supply our needs. We went to the next company, they're able to supply the needs, and we had it for 2 years, and then we realized there was some discrepancy in the label. And so we corrected it. Did we change the ingredients in the product? The answer is technically no, but we corrected it the way it was phrased on the label. For example, we broke out and actually we got the blessing that it was a food. So we broke out the individual flavors, and therefore it reduced the percentage. So in other ingredients, one of the ingredients went ahead of it, because if, let's say, we had 100 milligrams of flavoring in it, and then now it's 33, 33, 33, then there's one that's 45, technically it has to be listed first. So we had some twists there. But I have had comments where people say it tastes different in flavor distance. I've contacted the guy that's in charge of that at Longevity. He swears that there was no change. And then he got me on the phone with the manufacturer, and they say there's no changes besides the flavoring aspect. He says that, you know, they always have the right to try to adjust the flavorings a little bit. So the people are saying that they got a headache. The only thing I can think of, it's a flavoring, and the biggest way to get around that is to dilute it more. So I'll take it on and say it that way. I know that on the BTTs, the first couple of years, we had some changing in the labeling, but I don't think anyone spotted it. It's not something that we really announce. And we've had some challenges before with that type of situation. But I think honesty is the best thing, so I'll come out and be honest. But that was the main reasons for the label change, is A, how we listed things, and B, we had some incorrect information on it and we corrected it.
So the incorrect information includes the level of plant-derived minerals.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
AJ, were you going to ask Don's question?
I didn't see Don's question. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, it's all good. I will ask. All right. So Donald Gores 1289 from YouTube is asking, this is for a specific age group of women, or can one use these individually for addressing issues within the body? And I know we don't sell that package separately.
Yeah, it's kind of like a GLP. We're starting to break out with that on individuals, and I think it will be available. You know, it's targeted towards women. We're going to say that in general. And women can have challenges with balancing their hormones within their body the second they start to begin the stages in their life. And so they could start taking the product then. And there's women out there that are in their 70s that are still have minor stress over the situations. I think the probiotic's good for everybody, and they can use it as much as they want. The Rejuvenate, Rewind, and I need a mental product. Rejuvenate, Rewind, and Restore is a product that just about anybody can take, because it will help with stress within the cell. Oh, that's another thing. When I talk stress, I don't talk type stress. I talk the stress that your cell within your body is just trying to exist. And so when I say help reduce stress, that's what I mean. Well, you help reduce the stress in a cell, it's going to be a healthier cell. It's going to be, you know, with quercetin and things like that, it's helped get some of the toxics out of it. It's another reason why I like MSM. It also helps getting some of the stress out of it. So yeah, I think that product pretty much anyone can use. So 1 and 3, as far as Rejuvenate, Rewind, and Restore, and women's probiotics, yeah, anytime, anybody. Probably 2 would be more of a targeted product.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And it looks like Rod has a question, so I'm going to bring him on next.
Hey, Rod, good to see you. Muted.
Yeah, kind of old school with the collagen.
Oh, Rod, can you turn up your volume, please?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I forgot to check.
Either that or work on your sign language.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. You're still low.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Let's give it a go at least.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still kind of old school on the collagen, and I'm taking 15 glucose gel per day. Now, should I replace that with the blue label, or is the 10 shots good? Take one every 3 days? Is it that strong?
It's that strong. Are you having success with your glucogels?
I am, but the 15 a day is not as
It's-
fun as one shot.
Okay, then I would probably say go down to like 5 and take blue lid and see if that works. And if that doesn't equal your 15, then maybe go to 5 and then every other day or every third day take a shot. You know, I'm one of those people, if I'm getting success on using a product in a certain way, I'm not going to tell you to change it. But I understand. The other disadvantage of gelatin is that if we think about it, what's jello gelatin? What happens to it? It coagulates, right? It becomes, and so people taking large amounts of gelatin have to take that much more water so they don't get constipated. And I don't know if you've had that challenge, but I have had those comments.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rod. All right. AJ.
Well, just because I like controversy, Richard.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, when I talk to pharmacist Ben, you know, he and I do a show on Mondays and he's on with us on Fridays. When I talk to him, he talks about collagen, once it gets into the body treats it the same. And he also mentions kind of that the collagen is kind of like a signal to the body that there's some damage and I need to repair. He's saying like if you cut your finger and you release, let's say, collagen into the bloodstream, the fact that it's in the bloodstream is telling the body, signaling to the body that it needs to go repair.
I don't know how to answer that. Besides, I'll call Ben and talk to him about it. Because I haven't heard of it phrased that way, but I know better than to challenge him.
Well, we're playing telephone too, so it could be my translation. So
I don't. So he's basically saying it's an indicator. It really doesn't do anything for your body.
no, because he encourages you to take copious amounts. But he is, I'm gathering, the more collagen in your blood, the more serious it's signaling to your body that it needs to go out and repair.
I'll agree with that, but finding that level of what too much is varies from almost every single person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, have you ever had a person call you up after they start the pig pack or the healthy start pack and they say, you know, I'm not going to continue this. I have diarrhea. Let's just use that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I say, okay, stop taking it for 4 days, drink lots of water. And then I want you to start with a quarter dose.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week, I want you to start with a half dose. And the next week after that, 3/4 of a dose. So and I said, if you start to see those symptoms again, go back to the one where you weren't, whether it's a quarter or a half. And maybe that's the amount your body says it wants for a while. And then just take that for a while. It's the same thing when we're talking to Rod, you know, should I take 15 glucogels plus 2 scoops of blue lid? Probably too much. So let's back off on one, add another, and try to find that maximum standard of living balance point that he could take to be beneficial. So maybe that's kind of what Ben's talking about. But collagen is so good for your skin, and he's such a skin expert. I'm kind of surprised because, you know, if I have a skin challenge that I can't answer, he's the source that I go to every single time.
Well, we're lucky to have both of you as resources. So,
but I'll give him a call this week.
All right. And Marilyn has her hand up. Marilyn, if you could unmute.
Hi, Richard. Again, when you talk about collagen and the 19 fibers, do each of those fibers actually represent a different amino acid? Because that's what they eventually break down into.
Exactly. Or
Okay.
amino acid combination.
So why is it that for years, it seems like I've always seen a product with only like two, a collagen 1 and 2 fibers, and not.
Because to get the sources where they come from was very easy. You know, egg membrane, we just have tons of it. Chickens and beef, we have too much. Who knows in the next 30 years whether, because of the environment, we'll change our eating habits on that. But you know, the sources are easy to get it, and it's easy to make the product. So it's simplicity.
And now I have not seen any product with 19, actually more than 6. So is longevity unique with this? I mean, there's no other product.
Well, we don't have a patent on it, if that's what you mean. Can someone else do it? Sure. Will you probably see everyone trying to have the best angle to say their product's the best? Yes. And so will you probably see more down the road? Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's just that I have not
Especially if people
seen
start
anyone.
talking, especially if people start talking about this product's made all the difference in the world to me, then someone's going to try to duplicate it. They
Yeah,
have. With
I tried
everything
the 10 shots and I just feel my skin is even better, even
Yeah.
after 10, and I took it 1 a day. But I have not seen any product more than 6 fibers, different collagen fibers on the market. This is the first, so
Correct.
this is fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Oh, back to AJ. He's got another hard question for me.
All right, AJ, go for it.
Not quite, but you know, what does Dr. Wallach, given that he's one of the pioneers of collagen, what do you think Dr. Wallach might kind of indicate our need for collagen and vitamin C and that combination is on a daily basis if you don't have a chronic problem? What do you think he'd say about that?
I think he would say that if you're active, you're going to have joint problems the longer you live. That you're going to have inflammation in your joints and breakdown of your cartilage and your menisca. And the longer that you can prevent surgery, because you can't unsurgery yourself, the better off your body's going to be. And so taking small amounts as you're younger is good. I know that my grandson, who's playing soccer, let's say he's 13 now, is starting to take a few, and he's also starting to take some HA just to keep, because his dad has arthritis in his knees and he was in college sports. We're just trying to do it to prevent it and keep his ligaments and his joints as healthy as possible. So I would think Doc would turn around and go, duh, go ahead. It's not going to do any harm. It will do no harm. It can only give you benefit. And so that being said, I would say go for it.
So as young, it doesn't matter the age. You can
No.
start with a small amount of the blue cap,
Yes.
of the blue top, maybe.
Yes. So we target our dose for the average adult. So if the child weighs 50 pounds, it'd be half the dose. If they weigh 25, it'd be a quarter of the dose. Because he always talks about mass being a big part of how much nutrients you do. That a whale, that a elephant and a mouse have a lot of common DNA, and they need a lot of the common same nutrients. But the elephant needs a lot more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, you know, so that I don't interrupt you again and try and ask another question later on, I need to hear a Dr. Wallach story that we don't know.
We don't know. Well, I remember one time we were doing a lecture, and I think we were doing it in Portland, Oregon, and he made his little humorous joke, you know, go jump into a dumpster, you know, from Dead Doctors Don't Lie and get your chicken cartilage. And everyone assumed that that meant he thought chicken cartilage was better for you than bovine cartilage, chicken membrane cartilage, and that really wasn't the case. But it caught on so big that he didn't really want to back off on it. And he had another chemist kind of challenge him and says, can you tell us the difference between? And he actually says there's almost no difference between the two because they almost have the same amount of amino acids. It's just a little different breakdown. And I go, I just made that as a humorous joke. And people just went crazy on it. And so he really didn't recommend people, he didn't really want people to go jumping into a Kentucky Fried Chicken dumpster and steal all the chicken out of there. But he did want people to start realizing the benefits of gelatin back 30 plus years ago. And so, you know, that being said, the other thing that I always I'm humorous is that Milan doesn't want him to spend money on the lottery, you know. But, you know, he always says, why shouldn't I earn an extra $1 million if I can? And so if he's sitting down next to you on a couch, you'll see his hand go in between the cushions of the couch. And I had a person ask me, why is his hand going down there? And he says he's looking for loose change because he wants to buy a lottery ticket.
Just another, but so porcine, I noticed that there's no porcine, and I'm very thankful there's not in the longevity products, but I have gone in the supermarket, I'll just say that. I've gone in the supermarket and noticed that Jello and Knox gelatin are made from porcine. Is that inferior? What are your thoughts on that?
The main reason why we don't use porcine is for the Jewish community and the Muslim community. And their belief. Years and years ago, it was not considered a clean meat and people could get diseases from it. And so the religion basically stopped it. And we want to make our products available for everything. Is it inferior? As long as it comes from a good, healthy source, I would say no. But if we want to be able to say that, you know, kosher or something like that, then we need to abide by those rules, and we do to the best of our abilities.
And Pharmacist Ben is here.
What were you going to ask me? Hi, Richard.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Ruth Ellen, you look stunning. What are you doing?
Thank you.
Holy moly. Richard, you look stunning too. You look stunning too.
The new collagen shots, and her HA is helping her.
I can see. Awesome. What's going on?
Well, you were quoted.
Uh-oh. Am I in trouble?
And then a person AJ kind of backed down on it because the way I heard the quote, I'm surprised you said it, that collagen is more of an indicator than a beneficiary to your body.
An indicator more than a beneficiary. Well, it's a little bit more complex than that, but collagen is a signaling molecule.
Right.
Is what it works. The amino acids in collagen, those can be used as raw materials. So once the lysine and the proline and the valine have entered into the bloodstream, those are raw materials. But the real juice of collagen is it triggers the production of connective tissue. It's not actually like you eat collagen and that collagen goes into your body. That's probably what I was saying. Does that make sense? You follow? It's not like you'll eat pig collagen and all of a sudden that pig collagen incorporates into your collagen and now you have collagen in your body. That's not how it works. The collagen peptides and the collagen molecule acts like a trigger. And then once the collagen is broken down into its amino acid components, those amino acid components can be used, they're stored in the liver and they're used as a pool for which the body can draw from in order to make its own collagen.
So I'll ask you one other question.
Yes, sir.
On a typical adult, how many grams of collagen do they need to have an ample amino acid reserve in their liver?
How many grams of collagen do they need to intake in order to have the amount of valine and proline and lysine in their liver, you're saying? Is that the right question? You know, I don't know the answer to that. Because some of the collagen, when you take collagen, it's hydrolyzed into peptides, as I'm sure you know. And by the way, everybody, Richard is the man when it comes to all this stuff.
Thank you.
There's nobody that knows more about how nutritional supplements work and how they're put together than Richard Renton, and we're very lucky to have him. So the collagen, the hydrolyzed collagen functions as peptides, number one, which acts as a trigger or a stimulus. It's not incorporated into the body as collagen peptides. You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want a foreign collagen from a cow or pig to somehow incorporate into your body. So it does function as a trigger though. The amino acids themselves though, they're not species specific, valine, proline, and lysine, and those get stored. Your question, how much collagen do you need to have a certain amount of amino acids in the liver? I don't know the answer to that, but there's quite a bit of collagen in the body. It's in the pounds. It's like 10 pounds of collagen in the average person's body. So it's a pretty important, it's the most important protein in the body. The exact relationship between the intake and the amino acids that it will be pooled to build collagen, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. You know, I'll tell you some amusing stories. There used to be, when we first came out with products years ago, 25 years ago, there was a scientific board that both Ben and I were active on. And I would be sat down in front of doctors like Dr. Schrouser and Dr. DeRue and some various other ones, Ben and whatnot. And I kind of felt like a dartboard because they keep asking me questions like this, wanting me to have the answer for it. And, you know, I felt like I was the undergraduate trying to get my postgraduate degree, and it was quiz time. And so it was always fun. And the first few times were very intimidating. But then after that, you know, I would turn around and I would counter the question back, which is what we basically just did. And we got better and more information. It's just like I remember when I was talking to Dr. Schrouser and I was saying, why don't we consider selenium an antioxidant? And he went into what the difference is between an antioxidant and a mineral like selenium. And he says, it isn't absorbing a free radical or helping your body get rid of the free radical. What it does is that it's like walking down a hotel room with your DNA and whatnot, and selenium will help open the door or close the door for your body to work more efficiently. And it's those changes, that's why selenium was his passionate mineral, and he really pushed it a lot. So
did he say, Richard, did he say it's not an antioxidant, selenium?
No, he doesn't consider it an antioxidant because it doesn't actually absorb the free radical.
Well, that's interesting. Do you agree with that, Richard? Not that I want to contradict Gerhard.
By the way he explains it, I do, because it's kind of like what you were saying. It's triggering other things in your body that creates more free antioxidants within your body. And I love.
In other words, it enables antioxidant enzyme, the production of antioxidant enzymes. Yes. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Okay. Yes. I see what you're saying. So yeah, it has net antioxidant benefits, but in and of itself, you're saying it's not an antioxidant.
Correct.
I got it. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right. Love selenium. Well, I'm a big fan of selenium, as we all are. So good deal, Richard.
Thank you. Maybe you should have both of us come on, and we'll just.
I'd be honored. I don't know.
I would love that.
Richard's the man. You know, every time I have a question about product, I go to Richard. He's
that would be great.
All right. Thank you, Ruth Ellen.
Schedule that on Friday.
I would love that. Anytime you want. Richard, I'm honored to be associated with you. Thank you.
All right. And then AJ had his hand up while you were talking.
For me?
Well, it was just to see Richard's opinion of Ben's scientific word, blobification.
That's funny. I say, you know, he's referring to the fact that, you know, we get older, we blobify, right, Richard? You know?
Yes.
And that's the loss of structure, especially water. The coherency of water is a very underappreciated, but soon to be very much more appreciated aspect of health and youthfulness, or the reverse disease and aging. And that's why collagen, in fact, to me, that's one of the most important, if not the most important roles for collagen, is to structure the water. The reaction between the water and the collagen creates coherency. And as our collagen deteriorates, we blobify. The water kind of sinks. And that's what everybody's terrified of as they get older. Blobification. So building collagen is an anti-blobification strategy.
I totally agree with you if you don't ask me to spell it.
Blobification. Thank you, AJ, for bringing that up. Richard, great to see you. And Ruth Ellen and Albert, I'll see you guys on Friday.
Nice
Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay. Well, it looks like somebody's just brought all the co-hosts on. Thank you so much, Richard. That was very informative. I'm sorry about my little froggy throat. that you always bring like really great information, and I'm really looking forward to having you and Ben on. So I'll figure out between the two of your schedules which day will work. So thank you so much. Did you have any final thoughts or anything that you would like to share?
Well,
Let's
Ben
close
said
it.
something that I'm just going to piggyback on. Water should become more and more important. We don't drink enough water. None of us basically do. And I drink multiple liters a day. They always say, I don't want to go to the bathroom that much, but it does so much for your body as far as the liquefying your tissues, as far as flushing out the chemicals in your body and everything else. Don't short yourself on water.
No, it's very important. Definitely finding that out recently because the temperatures are so cold, and we burn wood, to help heat the house, and with the electric, I have to drink double the amount of water I normally do. So it is very important. So thank you so much, Richard. I didn't know if you have a hard stop, so if you need to go, you can. Otherwise, you can just hang out while I close out.
Okay.
Whatever you choose. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go by what I see on my screen. So Albert is one of our co-hosts, and he also helps let people in. And he also asks you if you come in under something that is not a normal name, what your name is. And please tell him what your name is. Otherwise, you might not get in. Anyway, so he lives in South Africa. So what time is it for you, Albert? I forget. I haven't been here for a little while. 11.
Yeah, it's 11 p.m. here now.
See that? That's dedication, folks, right there. Thank you so much. And he is a gentleman that will answer the phone in the middle of the night when the rest of us are sleeping because it's daytime there. And then we have Phyllis, who is an amazing woman, and she is also helping with the different platforms, and she is posting in all over the place and helping fill in with Marilyn with the putting things in the chat. And my tongue is twisted today. Oh, and then we have Sherry, who is part of our tech crew, and she comes on early, an hour before the show starts, and helps us set up and does an amazing job. And she is a super woman, and I'm grateful for her, grateful for all of my co-hosts, by the way. And then we have Rod, who is helping Albert with security and monitoring things. And he also is out there on different platforms posting as well and bringing questions in. And then we have Marilyn, who is typing, dictation, everything that Richard says to the best of her abilities is getting put in the Zoom chats. That'd be a great reason to come and join us on Zoom. And I can't do that. So hats off to you, Meryl. And then we have AJ, who is our digital marketing director and part of our tech crew and does too many things to even list. It would take me 10 minutes. So thank you for all that you do. And you know it. Thank you so much. And my name is Ruth Ellen Sanchez, and it was my honor to be your host today. And I'm so grateful to have you all here and for Richard to come. And Ben, thank you for joining in. That was like really super cool. Well, tomorrow we have AJ, Dr. Judy, correct?
Correct.
And AJ will be hosting tomorrow with Dr. Judy. And so if you have pet questions, please come on because she's going to be addressing some questions about pets. AJ?
And if you have a story about your pet's success on longevity products, please email questions@dailywithdoc.com. We'd love to incorporate your great story.
Yes. Richard.
I have a 29-year-old cat.
Oh my gosh, 29?
You need to come back on tomorrow.
Please come on tomorrow. 29-year-old cat?
Yes, most of its life it lived outside too. Now
Holy
he gets
cow. That's like unheard of, isn't it? That's amazing. So maybe pop on tomorrow if you can, and you can talk about your cat. That's amazing.
with photos.
Yes, photos would be great. Photos will be
We want
great.
to, Richard, we want to
Depending on
know
his
what he eats.
attitude, I could bring him on.
Absolutely.
That would be great. That would be awesome. Thank you for joining us today. And again, this program was for educational purposes only. It was not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases and does not replace the care of your primary care physician. You are an individual and you do have choices on how you treat and take care of your body. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.
This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach.